All right, Shalom. This is the brother Nahali from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. All right, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 8 and verse 20. O Lord, thou that dwellest in everlastingness, which beholdest from above things in the heaven and in the air, whose throne is inestimable, whose glory may not be comprehended, before whom the host of angels stand with trembling, whose service is conversant in wind and fire, whose word is true and sayings constant, whose commandment is strong and ordinance fearful, whose look drieth up the depths, and indignation maketh the mountains to melt away, which the truth witnesseth. Alright, now I want to go into a lesson on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, alright, being the source of everything. Alright. And who is man that replies against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? Alright, we exist in a day and age where people are allowed, through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to speak evil against the Maker, to speak vile, vain words against the one who has created them, to have an opinion against the order that the Lord has set up, women who rebel against the order that the Lord has set up, men who rebel against it. And the Lord is going to respond to everyone's vain words with judgment. You know, we're in 2020 and humanity cannot figure out how they have gotten here. With all the technology that we have in this world today, you know, man can still not figure out how they've gotten here. We know through the Spirit, you know. And that goes into that willful ignorance that we live in, the day and age of willful ignorance, where everybody can afford to have an opinion over coffee at Starbucks, or have an opinion having wine at a fire or on a couch, where people speak vain words against their Creator. They breathe in the air that the Lord created. They see with eyes that the Lord gave them to see. They breathe with the lungs that the Lord put in their chest, and they speak boldly against their Maker. And we're coming into a day and age where those things are going to cease to exist, and the Lord is going to respond to every vain word in judgment. So let's get that. This is Isaiah chapter 45, and I will start at verse 7. And it reads, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. Woe unto him that striveth with his Maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioneth it, what makest thou? Or thy work, he hath no hands. And that's the day and age that we live in, where people question the very existence of a source or a creator to everything that we see around us. Or you have people who acknowledge that the Most High exists, yet they fall into their own vain opinion when it comes to the order that the Lord set up. And that's chief amongst women in this world, who have various opinions about the way the Lord set things up. Yet everything the Lord has done has been perfect in His creation. Your body is perfectly made, you know. The environment is perfectly made for man to live on it. The ecosystem exists without man's interference. Yet when the Lord creates laws, statutes, and commandments on how to live on the earth that he created, everyone has various opinions concerning this. And the Lord's not going to negotiate. Again, Isaiah 45:9. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker. And woe means destruction. Now the Lord said that he's long suffering. When you go into the word patience, it means to suffer. And the Lord has suffered this world. Imagine you building a house, and then people come to live in the house. And after a few years, people that live in the house have believed that, or at least told themselves that they made the house. That the house had always existed, that you never built anything. And that the way that you built the house was wrong. So they're going to move things around and they're going to change things according to their knowledge, because they believe you don't have knowledge. Speaking on the maker of the house, how would you feel? How long would you be able to suffer that? And that's a testament to Yahweh Shem Yahweh's patience concerning this world that we presently live in. It is completely out of order. Yet the Lord has suffered it for the sake of those who will return to him in truth and in sincerity. But make no mistake, the grace period does not mean the bill will never be due. A grace period means you have a space between when the bill was originally due and the new due date. And that grace period is coming to a close. And you can see it by the present environment that we stay in concerning the world. Uproars, earthquakes. And this is the response that the Lord is going to give to man concerning his existence and concerning his will on earth. Matter of fact, Salakia, give me 1 second. This is Psalms chapter 96 and verse 10. I'll start at 8. Man, this is a beautiful chapter. I'm going to start at 5. No, I'm going to start at 4. Okay, and it reads, For the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols. But Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Lord, made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, O ye kindreds of the people. Give unto the Lord glory and strength. Give unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. O worship Yahweh Shem Yahushua in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. All right, and that glory and that majesty is due unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I affectionately call the Lord, sometimes in my own meditation, the source, man. Because when you think about everything that you see around you, it comes from him, the source of all life. The Lord said that in Job, that if he took his spirit and gathered it back to himself, all flesh would perish at once. scientists go into electrons, and they understand that electrons are moving. All right. That means nothing that you see before you is solid. Everything is in motion, is vibrating at a frequency. And no motion happens of itself. There has to be an initiator of that motion and a maintainer of that motion. And this is what science can acknowledge, yet they will not fully acknowledge the Creator. All right. And the Lord is going to reply to this in judgment. And that's why the condition of the world is the way it is. Going back to the analogy of you building a house, allowing people to stay in that house, and then hearing the people in that house say that the house built itself. And that everything that you worked hard for inside of that house, or everything that you put together in detail, they proceed to remove it, change it, with the mindset that the one who made the house had no understanding. And that's the condition of this world today. And the maker of the house is on the way home. So let's go to this. So this is Romans 9, all right? And I want to start at verse 9, and it reads, "For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy." All right, so the Lord is the creator of this world we live in, and he has designated everyone to play a particular role, whether that be a man as an individual or men as a nation of people, as a family on the planet. And if the Lord loves one nation and he hates the other, would you say that there's unrighteousness with the Most High? And the scriptures say the Most High forbid. The Lord will have mercy on whom he will have mercy. And it's not of him that willeth, but it's according to the election. And that goes into what? Preference. When you go into a movie, right? You have one director. You have one guy who has written a script. In his script, he has a hero and he has a villain. He has an antagonist. He has a protagonist. This world is the Most High stage. And he has designated a nation that he's loved and a nation that he's hated. And you have nations in between that. But who is man to reply against that? You can't even understand your very existence. And that's why Yahweh Shema Shai is going to respond to this world in judgment, man. When you go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 13th chapter, the Lord said he will not pardon them for these things. They were able to split atoms. They were able to look into neutrons and all of these different things, but they weren't able to find the first author of beauty. And for that, they will not be pardoned. And this goes into the election. All right. Verse 17 reads, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth." And the Lord has hardened this world to believe in their own vain opinions, to believe that they've created themselves, that we all come from one cell that grew on a rock millions of years ago, and that one cell became many cells, and now it became cats and dogs, spiders, birds, frogs. But these thoughts and this vain opinion and this mindset and the product that it breeds is why Yahweh Shem Yahushai is truly worthy to be praised, man. All right, the Lord gave this world, he gave everyone an opportunity to rule concerning the other nations. All right. And he gave man he gave them up to their own counsel, their own lusts, their own decisions. And this is where the world is today, a product of their own decisions, whether it be 2/3 of our own people, our nation as a whole, whether it be the world as a whole. The Lord gave this world up to man's desires and their own inventions. And for this reason, to show his strength, he allowed Esau Edom to rule the world, man, and to lead the charge on the left-hand side into everyone's vain desires and lusts. Verse 19 reads, "Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? And the Most High is the potter. And of that one lump of clay, all right, that one woman's womb, Rebecca's womb, from that womb he created Jacob, which became the nation of Israel. And he created Esau, which became the nation of the Edomites. One is a vessel unto honor, the other is a vessel unto dishonor. All right. And you're going to see this more plainly as we continue in the last days. All right. Esau Edom, all right, which is the so-called white man, he's not going to go out quietly. He's not going to give up his position of authority quietly, humbly. All right. And for this same purpose, the Lord has raised him up, that he may show his power. That as Esau, Edom, and the Edomites believe that they are powerful, the Lord's going to show what true strength looks like. And that's why it will no more be said, the Lord liveth, that saved the children of Israel from Egypt, but the Lord liveth, that gathered the children of Israel from the land of the north and from everywhere they were scattered. Because the Lord's going to make a reputation by dismantling this empire. Verse 22 reads, "What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath, and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. And that begins with the remnant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he's going to show the riches of his glory. How is he going to show that? He's going to show that through the deliverance, through the protection. Because it says the enemy's going to come in like a flood. And you can see Esau, Edom preparing that. You can see martial law being prepared. You can see checkpoints, FEMA camps. You can see all of that being prepared by the current atmosphere of Babylon the Great and abroad, all right? There are riots and protests going on globally. He's going to come in like a flood, yet the Lord's going to make his riches known on those vessels that have returned unto him out of the nation of Israel. Because it's not going to be by might that those spirits are delivered, nor by a sword. It's going to be by the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, and that can play out in different scenarios. But at the end of the day, it's of him that have called, all right? Not according to works, not according to him that willeth. And the nation of Yasha'Allah was made as a vessel of mercy. So going into verse 19, it says, Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Verse 20, Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High, man? Who are you to reply against Yahweh Bashim Al Shai? When you don't even understand your own body, the world that you live in, your own origin, how bones grow in the womb. The Lord is worthy to be praised. Like it says, his throne is inestimable, and his understanding can't be comprehended. And according to his election, according to his preference, this world has been designated unto judgment, that the Lord may show strength. Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white man, is the vessel of wrath fitted for destruction, that the Lord has allowed to rule, that he may show his power. And in the end, there will be no replies against Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. The Lord has allowed man to have the freedom, if you will, to destroy themselves and to make vain opinions about things they know not of. But that time is coming to an end. As a matter of fact, I want to close with this. I'm going to get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13. And I'm going to start at verse 1. So there's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and verse 1. And it reads, Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of the Most High, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the work master, but deemed either fire, or wind, or the swift air, or the circle of the stars, or the violent waters, or the lights of heaven, to be the gods which govern the world. And that goes into this new age thought as well, all right? Because in the ancient world, they would deem fire or wind, they would make gods, and they would give them the attributes of nature, if you will. But in this day and age, doctrines and philosophies are God, all right? Money can be equated to a God. Technology can be equated to a God, all right? Darwinism, evolution. because it requires faith for you to believe in evolution. It requires faith for you to believe in Darwinism, because you weren't there to see one cell turn into multiple cells. That requires faith for you to believe. You have to have faith to believe in that. For you to believe that evolution is what governs this world. Verse 3 reads, with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. Yeah, you have planes that are made based on the flying of eagles and different birds. And that comes from the mind of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That comes from the mind of the Heavenly Father. That birds have the wings and the feathers the way they have them, and the bone structure that they have to fly. And without that, man could not even understand or begin to understand how to take flight. That's why verse 4 speaks volumes. Because if they were astonished at the power of an eagle being able to fly, all right, dolphins to be able to jump up and have their sonar, all right, to communicate and travel through sonar, echolocation, all of that comes from the mind of the Heavenly Father. Verse 5 reads, for by the greatness and beauty of the creatures, proportionably the maker of them is seen. But yet for this they are less to be blamed, for they peradventure err, seeking the Most High, and desire to find him, and desirous to find him. And peradventure means perhaps, okay? For being conversant in his works, they search him diligently, and believe their sight, because the things are beautiful that are seen. Howbeit, neither are they to be pardoned. For if they were able to know so much that they could aim at the world, how did they not sooner find out the Lord thereof? Meaning, how are they able to split atoms and go down to the bottom, to the deep depths of the ocean, to gaze out into space, to look at the volcanoes and study the heat coming from the volcanoes and the order of the core and the mantle and the different parts of the earth? How are they able to understand all of these things, but they can't find the Lord? And that's why the Lord said they will not be pardoned. Because really it boils down to pride. And we're coming into a time where the pride of man is going to be his imminent destruction. Save the elect. And the Lord will be exalted in that day. The maker of the house will get the credit deserved and due. So I wanted to go into this, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. When you think about the present world that we live in, and the things that you see and the things that you hear, and the vain words and the idle words that people speak concerning things they understand not, it really speaks volumes to the patience and long suffering of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And we are blessed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to have his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And we're blessed to see the things that we're seeing as the Lord dissolves one kingdom and begins to establish another. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.